In this video, I'm going to walk through some different ways that you can customize and configure Excel 2016 so that it works the way that you need it to work and fits all of your unique requirements. If I come up to File and then come all the way down to Options and click on Options, this is going to pop up the Excel Options control panel. So from here, you may see a few things that are familiar that we've already covered, such as customizing the ribbon, where we can customize which elements show up on the ribbon, change the order, and then also customize different elements that can pop up there. And then also the quick access toolbar, which we covered in the last video. So if you come down to options, you also have the ability to go that route. But in addition to that, you actually have a ton of other different things that you can customize here. So you can do everything from customizing the interface, like showing or hiding the mini toolbar on selection. You can have quick analysis open for selections, live preview, which is really nice, where it shows you some of the different features like charts and those kind of things on the data even before you've selected them. So all of these usually I will keep on, and I don't really see a big reason not to. Another thing that's really nice is you can also have some defaults set up. So when you create a new workbook, you can select what your default font is. You can customize a specific font. You can customize the size, what the view is. So say that you're used to doing things like using the page break version, where you always want to see the page breaks in every Excel spreadsheet you're doing. You could click on this, and then when you click on a new file, so I'm going to click on new, click on blank workbook, and now you'll see a completely different layout here that's completely based on the on having a print version. Now that may or may not be something that you want to do. However, you do have the ability to do it. So I'm going to click on options. I personally like the default on that one, so I'm just going to click on normal view, but you can customize that however you want. I can also select the default name that's going to show up, any backgrounds, colors, anything like that. You can also customize different extensions and default programs. You don't need to do it right here, but this is where you can customize it. In addition to that, you can customize what formulas you have access to and also the way that Excel performs calculations. We'll get into this more as we go through it. You can also customize your proofreading settings. So you can have words that are uppercase ignored, or you could ignore words that contain numbers. These are ones that are really related to spell check, and a lot of times you want to have the ability to put in, say, a RFID number or different things like that, and you don't want spell check to check those kind of things, so putting them in uppercase will bypass all of that, so you won't have to ignore them. You also have the ability to customize your dictionary, change the way that autocorrect works. So if you have some words that are not in the dictionary, you can actually customize that so you don't have to constantly change your spelling and that kind of thing. If you click on save, this gives you the ability to update when auto recover works. So in other words, how quickly it auto saves. You also have the ability to show where that's going to be in the computer, and a lot of other options that have to do with auto recovery and saving the file. And a few more things that you have access to: customizing the language. You can have it so it shows as English as the default, but you can also, as you can see, pick from pretty much every other language known to man, and you can pick those ones if you do a lot of work internationally. Lastly, for the advanced section, this has some cool features. You can customize some shortcuts and things like that, where like some defaults are after pressing down, move selection down, or you could do it right, up, or left. And this is usually helpful if you have a type of spreadsheet where you have a lot of repetitive tasks, but you don't want to build a macro and you want the ability to simply go and have a very specific way that you navigate through it. I usually keep the default there, but you can do it. Automatically insert a decimal point, you can do this so that it's at 2 places or change whatever value you want it to. And you have some other things like enable, fill, handle, cell, drag and drop. That's something very helpful, and we'll get into that later on. And you have, if you go down there, you have all kinds of different things from zooming, cut, copying and pasting, image qualities, how you import images, how charts work, everything like that. Printing, you can change it so it has high quality mode for graphics. Sometimes that's helpful depending on what type of things that you're printing out. And you can also do things like show the number of recent workbooks and change your custom settings there. I definitely recommend that you come in here and look at each one of the settings. It would take hours and hours and just be a waste of time for me to go through every single one because they're all pretty custom, and for the most part the default setting that you have is going to be what you usually are going to want. You may also notice that there are a number of times where you have the option for selecting if you want the setting to be just for that specific spreadsheet or if you want it across all new spreadsheets and essentially set it up so it's global. So you can customize that part as you want, which is nice because that way it's a little bit more flexible. So you can customize the way the data works and everything like that. So you have a lot of great options here. And lastly, you have some things like add-ins where you can customize some add-ins, and we'll get into that later in the course as well. And then also how your trust center is. Usually you don't have to work with this very much, and the defaults that it comes with are what you're wanting to use. But this is how you can further customize your layout and how the entire Excel 2016 software is configured.